Everyone, I'm Michelle Kelly. Welcome to Be in the Change. I'm going to get started by reciting my inspiration. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, which most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson. I'd like to say welcome and thank you to everybody who's watching me for the first time, and welcome back, and thank you to everybody who's been following me on this journey, where I started in 2019 stating out loud that I was breaking up with fear, I was breaking up with shame, and I was breaking up with guilt, followed by a weekly video, and it's almost the end of year 4. So that is pretty incredible. For 2020, it was to be kinder and more compassionate to myself and others. 2021 was to break up with processed sugar, which, you guys, on November 6th, I had 6 months of, it's called abstinence, of sugar, flour, wheat, and caffeine. So I'm still going strong on that. And for 2022, it is to attach an income to what it is that I do. And I've been, you guys, I thought when I started all this, everything would be easy and fast and quick, and I would just be able to do everything that I said right when I said it. But what has happened is that is not the case. Usually things take way longer than I think they're going to take. And, you know, I think when I'm ready, I should get the benefits and the rewards right away. And that has not been the case. So I've been recording myself on this journey, telling you guys about fear, shame, and guilt wasn't breaking up with me. And it's not that I don't have it. It's what I do when I get it and how I'm able to work through it. So that's part of my process. And then the kinder and more compassionate to myself and others. This is what I wanted to talk about today is, what would I say to a friend? What would I say to a friend who was going through my exact situation or your exact situation? I would be kind, I would be loving, I would remember all of the positive things that you are doing and not criticize the things that you haven't been able to do yet or that you haven't been able to do consistently. So I need to apply that to myself when I think I should feel better, I should do better, I should be better, and it's not happening as quickly as I want it to. So I have to constantly remind myself of what would I say to a friend, and then I need to apply that to myself. Because the things that I used to say to myself, honestly, if I talked to anybody else the way I talk to myself, I would have 0 friends. You wouldn't want to be near me. And I didn't want to be near me. So I think that was part of it. If I didn't want to be near me, why would you want to be near me? So I think I said and did things to actually keep people away from me instead of drawing them closer. And I didn't know I was doing any of this at the time. But what I learned growing up and what I'm learning now are 2 different things. So I needed to be deprogrammed from some of the myths and the false beliefs that I was taught, or it was just passed on. It wasn't anybody's fault. If you have parents who don't like themselves, you're not going to be a person that likes themselves. It doesn't matter what people say. It matters what they do. and what their actions are. And you guys, I always wanted other people to tell me what to do. But then when they told me what to do, I would get mad at them. Don't tell me what to do. So really, the biggest thing that helps me is hearing what other people do. Not telling me what to do. A suggestion would help, but most of the time, the people that were giving me suggestions, what it felt like was criticism. So I learned unsolicited advice is criticism. So if I were to just start telling you how you should raise your children, except for you didn't ask me, that is a criticism. If I were to tell you how to do your job better and you didn't ask me, that is a criticism. And even though I thought I was trying to help and be helpful, it isn't helpful. Like, what I really learn from and need to hear is what people do. So I am here to tell you guys what I do. So I like to take advice from people who are doing the same things that I'm doing. And what I want to tell you right now, what I do in a day. And last week I was on here telling you guys I did not feel good, and I was tired and I was exhausted. And I felt like you could see my depression, and I do have depression. And the more I have addressed my life, the more the depression has appeared, not disappeared. I kept thinking, if I only felt better, I would, like throw a job at it, throw a car at it, throw a house at it, throw a kid at it, throw a relationship at it, throw an animal at it, and it would go away. And actually, it doesn't go away. And this is the first time in my life where I don't have a relationship. I have a relationship with God. I have relationships with people, but I am not in a romantic relationship. So I don't have any pets, and my wonderful son, Angelo, is no longer living with me, and I am on Social Security disability. So I am not working outside of the home in the traditional sense. So I have nothing to throw at it, and I am not using food anymore. I'm not using drugs or alcohol anymore. I'm not using cigarettes anymore. I'm not using shopping anymore. So what I do is every day that I get up, the first thing that I do is I get down on my knees and I pray to God, and I brush my teeth and I make my bed every day. And then I have daily meditation books. I was telling you about The Language of Letting Go, the Melanie Beattie. That is by far my favorite. But what I do is I read these books every day, and then I put them down and I forget for a while. And then I hear somebody say they read this book, and then I'm like, oh my God, I have that book. I should read that too. So like, I have to be reminded, oh, Michelle, you have meditation books, even though I have them all over. Like, I forget. It's kind of like for me, now I am not an athlete. I don't like to sweat on purpose. I like to do things that are fun, that bring me joy, that make me happy, which don't feel like exercise, which used to be roller skating. That was my first love. And I can no longer do that anymore because of my back and my neck. But I love line dancing, and I love music, and I love, what I'm finding out what I love is I love giving people experiences and fun experiences. So I'm learning that that's one of my gifts and one of my traits, and it comes very easy to me. And I'm going to share this with you guys real quick, and then I'll be quiet. I could talk forever now, and I used to not be able to talk. And I know it seems hard to believe, but I wasn't able to be myself when I was growing up, and I learned how to shut that down. And now that I'm not doing all of those other things to guard me, I am able to speak, but it's because I'm in 3 12-step programs. I am a recovering alcoholic and addict. I am an adult child, which is, I go to ACA, which is Adult Children of Alcoholics and dysfunctional families. And I am a recovering food addict. So I am in 3 12-step groups that I go for my healing. And I work on this constantly. And I do things that I like and I love that bring me joy. And before, my joy used to come from giving everybody else joy. And there was a time when I couldn't give anybody else joy because I didn't have it to give. So I had to go and get that back. And so yesterday, because I'm still trying to figure out my job, and I think I have to create what my job is because it doesn't exist yet. And I was telling you guys, I'm like Julie from the cruise, from the Love Boat, the cruise director, but I'm like that with guided meditation, with laughter yoga, with line dancing, with music, with hiking. I like experiences, but I need to keep having them for myself before I'm able to give them to other people. So I had this place call me yesterday, and it's for a CRS, and it stands for Certified Recovery Specialist, and it would be helping the youth, helping kids get into recovery or teach them about recovery, because I was 18 when I came into recovery for the second time and was able to get sober and stay sober since then, with a lot of help and support, by the way. So I would love to work with kids, but the day they're having this class is on Tuesdays. And on Tuesdays, and it's for 6 months, on Tuesdays, I get to go to line dancing twice. Once during the day and once at night. Now, I don't always go at night because it kicks my butt, and by Wednesday I can't function. But they called me, and I told you guys, I want to say yes to everybody. Like, I want to please. That is my first thing out of my mouth is, yes, I want to please. Yes, I want to make you happy. Yes, I want to help the youth. However, it's on a Tuesday, and I would have to get rid of something that fills my spirit and brings me joy. So I told them yes, and then when I realized I would have to give up my joy in order to do this, I called back and said, I'm really sorry that I said yes. My goal is I want to please, and I want people to like and love me and accept me. However, this is on a Tuesday, and it's on the day that I get my joy, and I'm not willing to sacrifice that right now. These are the things that I'm good at. If a position like that ever comes available, or if you would like to create a position for me, I would love that. But I'm going to have to decline for right now. And so I never wanted to be an Indian giver. And I'm an Indian giver because I say yes, and then I have to go back and say no. And that's what it looks like for me right now. But what I've learned how to do is to do it with love and with kindness. And what other people think of me is none of my business. And that is the hardest part. So this is your signing off. Thank you everyone for watching. Please stay safe, stay tuned, and I will see you all next week.